Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Friday morning. Before we get into this thing, I wanted to just mention prayers and thoughts go out to Art Haynes and his family. We're thinking about you, buddy.
Longtime friend. He is in the hospital at the moment, and yes, your prayers would be greatly welcome. Art will get over things. He's a tough guy. He
is one of the toughest and most hardest working guys I've ever met in this business besides you, my man.
No, he puts me to shame.
Well, now, but you're almost 81. All right, so the Amazon Prime experience so far, for me, it's been okay. I've got Prime. I'm cool with it. Got to watch the Chiefs game last Thursday at Coyotes anyway. They got Prime. It was all good. Went home, watched it. Come to find out you had it the whole time, so you got to watch it. Last night's game between the Steelers and Browns was also on Amazon Prime as well. They won't have the ratings for that one, but what about the Chiefs-Chargers game?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. The ratings that the Amazon folks are crowing about, and rightfully so, as of yesterday, have nothing to do with last night's game, which I know will be precipitously lower because...
Than the Chiefs-Chargers all day.
The Chiefs folks are a nationally recognized team with all their offense and the fact they've been to the Super Bowl a couple of times and won it, and they have Patrick Mahomes. So the National Football League public knows who they are. Nielsen Company, which does the ratings, and Amazon both said that the ratings for that first game blew away what they thought it was going to be. Turns out an average of 15,300,000 folks watched the Chiefs and the Chargers at various times during the telecast. It's rare, unless you're Mike Holmes or somebody like that, to find somebody who's there from kickoff to the final
gun. Not just me, my man.
No. There are some, but it's the majority of them are in and out and in and out. Anyway, over and above that, it blew away everything. I'll tell you what it says to me. 15 million is a very healthy number with any rating that you might take, anything. Well, I wonder now, Mike, how many people are pulling the plug on some of these other systems and now going to the internet and the streaming, which is what Amazon is for the most part.
Well, the big part about this is the streaming thing is real numbers because you can see who the logged in is, you can see their IP address, you can see it's all real data. Nielsen, sometimes it's kind of, there's weighted guesses and there are other factors that come into play with how they weight what the ratings are over the air.
But the TV ratings, Mike, for Nielsen are different from what they are in ratings.
Yeah.
I
know that.
They take a book and do it.
Yeah.
In TV, they also take a book, but there's other scientific ways. Nonetheless, 15 million is a very healthy number.
Yeah, and it also could play in the fact that a lot of people probably have this on their mobile device, too. And they could, just as easily been at work and been like, oh, I'm going to watch the game, put it on their phone and watch it that way, too. That would definitely help because you can't watch, Channel 10 on your phone.
I'd be interested to see how many watched last night with the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, won by Cleveland, incidentally, 29-17. I'm quite sure the audience and the numbers they'll be there. They'll be good numbers, but they'll be much less than they were last Thursday.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk more about that game a little bit later on. How things in the President's Cup right now?
President's Cup, of course, is every other year, and it coincides with the Ryder Cup, which is also every other year. The difference is the Ryder Cup is the USA against Europe. President's Cup is the USA against the international stars. This one's being held at the Quail Hollow Country Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. See, they've been doing this now for about 20-25 years, the President's Cup. Maybe a little, give or take a few years. And the USA team, which is very strong, leads 4-1 after the first round. Second round, there'll be a combination of matches today, tomorrow, all wraps up on Sunday. It's good international competition. But the USA appears to be in very good shape.
Yeah, and they usually are. So go USA. Last but not least, Ned, got a little bit of chocolate chips left over from last weekend. Where are you throwing them around this weekend?
Well, we'll take a look at the three Division I teams that we want in this area to win. Missouri is playing at Auburn, down at Auburn, Alabama. Neither team is very good, but it's Auburn that has a 7-point spread in this one. They're favored by 7, the Auburn Tigers. They want to fire their coach down there, Brian Harsin. They do that down south in the Southeastern Conference, which Missouri, of course, is also a member, but they do it more often with those powerhouse teams that aren't playing very well, and Auburn is one of them. Anyway, Auburn, a 7-point pick. Arkansas and Texas A&M, also a Southeastern Conference game, playing in Jerry's World down in Dallas, where they play every year, and it's Texas A&M. It is a 2.5-point favorite over Arkansas, but that one is wavering back and forth. The third is the Bears game here in town. Now, Vegas does not put points on any FCS or 1AA game. They don't do that. So you take what the media is suggesting, and many in the media think the Bears should be about an 8-point favorite.
Wow, really?
I'm a little surprised because
me
South
too.
Dakota State is very, very, very good football.
It's going to be a hard game.
It'll be a terrific game. 2 o'clock, Plaster Sports Complex tomorrow. Bears, South Dakota State.
Weather's going to be absolutely perfect for it too.
Should be.
The Cardinals finally score a run
after 31 consecutive shutout innings. They finally scored yesterday. I believe it was the 5th inning in San Diego when Lars Nootbaar hit a home run. That was their first run after 31 innings of being shut out. Now, is this a mini slump that they're going through? Cardinals did break out of it with a 5-4 win. But fact is, do you have to determine whether or not this is just a thing that happens by chance, or is it a sign that the team's running out of gas? I hope it's not that latter, but that is a concern they have to have. Cardinals did go on to win the game 5-4, not on that home run, on a grand slam by Brendan Donovan, one of their rookie players. That occurred in the 7th inning or so, and the Cardinals won 5-4 over the San Diego Padres and got a win, and that win snapped a little losing streak that they'd been in as well. Now the Cardinals go to Los Angeles for the weekend, play the Dodgers. The Cardinals already have their division wrapped up. It's not clinched, but it will be very shortly. But they want to get on a winning frame of mind going into those playoffs.
No, it'd be hilarious. Like I mentioned last week when we were talking about when Al could actually break 700, being an Angel for a long time. They don't like the Dodgers too much.
No, and Dodger Stadium in the Ravine is not a good home run hitter's park, as Albert will testify since he played for the Dodgers last year. Albert is still at 698. He's too shy. He has, if my math is correctly, has about 10 games remaining and wish to do it, but 6 of those games will be against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're not very good.
And you think that's what they're holding him back for?
Well, not necessarily holding him back, but that probably figures into the mix.
Oh, man. We'll have to wait and see. What about the Royals? They get a win?
Royals did. They completed a sweep of the Minnesota Twins, beat the Twins yesterday, and sent Minnesota's really gone downhill in the month of September. They've had a tough time. And we will mention Aaron Judge very quickly. He had a couple of hits in the game at Yankee Stadium against the Boston Red Sox, but he also walked 3 times. No home runs last night.
No, it's getting close. No notifications when his at-bat was happening yesterday either. I think ESPN learned their lesson. Or we all stopped believing him. Either way, big high school football games tonight, though, in the area.
Down in Christian County, Eagles play the Eagles, the Nixa Eagles against the Joplin Eagles. That'll be a great game. You have Bolivar playing at Glendale, Kickapoo at Parkview, Stratford at Central, and Webb City up at Ozark. Hey, had some pretty good games and some chances for some maybe big surprises as we're approaching a little bit beyond the mid-season point with the playoffs at the end of October.
Man, it's already getting to that point. Well, enjoy it. And last but not least, of course, it is Red Friday. I got my red on. Ned's got his red Speedos on. Chiefs playing the Colts in Indianapolis this Sunday. And for the first time so far this season, we got a noon game. So and Ned Talk starts at 10.
A rare Ned Talk at 10 a.m. in the a.m.
I'll make sure the Bloody Marys and mimosas are ready for you boys. It's going to be a good time. Do you think the Chiefs win?
I do. I think the Chiefs win the game. I think Indianapolis is not a very good football team. They were blanked last week, shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think Jacksonville, that game may have been an anomaly, but I do think the Colts are not the strong team that the Chiefs need to be beating up on, and I think Kansas City will.
I hope they do, but they always say nothing's more dangerous than a wounded animal, my friend. We'll see. Have a great weekend, sir. I'll see you on Monday.